Back in the 80s, we were only starting to scratch the surface of LGBTQ+ representation, so gay movies were very scarce. But the ones that were made definitely changed movie history. Let's take a look at 80s movies that changed cinema history, whether it was bad or good.
Follow the yellow brick road.
How would you like to disappear?
Disappear?
Go undercover.
When the film Cruising hit theaters in 1980, gay activists were furious. The film starred Al Pacino as a cop who goes undercover in New York's leather bar scene to catch a killer. Sound spicy? It was, but it also painted gay men as hypersexual and dangerous, at a time when the gay community was already fighting for basic rights.
The gay community has protested, wanting no showing at all of that film. The film's distributors have other ideas.
Protests erupted outside theaters. Queer groups like the Gay Liberation Front called it homophobic, but over time, Cruising became a cult classic, some argue even a misunderstood masterpiece. Regardless, it put queer subculture in the mainstream like never before. It shocked and scandalized, but it couldn't be ignored. The 1980s wasn't a great time for LGBTQ-themed movies, as audiences weren't as accepting as they are today. So gay-themed movies were extremely rare and often painted LGBTQ people as something to be feared, something to be cautious of. And because of this, we didn't get a lot of movies that we could relate to.
Wait, don't tell me. He's not at home, not back from lunch yet, and not at the clinic. Third time this week.
The daring drama Making Love, starring Harry Hamlin and Michael Ontkean, told the story of a married man who comes to terms with his attraction to another man. It was one of the first mainstream Hollywood films to portray a gay love story with empathy and realism. While critics were divided and box office numbers were modest, Making Love was a landmark in LGBTQ storytelling, especially for closeted viewers who had never seen their experiences reflected on screen.
He auditioned for the female lead on a soap opera and became the hottest new actress in America.
Tootsie, starring Dustin Hoffman as an actor who dresses like a woman to land a role on a soap opera, is also worthy of being mentioned. While not explicitly queer, the film challenges gender norms and sparks cultural conversations about gender identity, performance, and power. For many queer viewers, especially trans and gender non-conforming folks, Tootsie served as a soft gateway into exploring the fluidity of gender and the performative nature of identity itself.
You're just saying that you're an officer, what do you care?
You know perfectly well it isn't so.
Querelle, the final film by the legendary director R.W. Fassbinder, was a surreal, erotically charged drama that was soaked in homoeroticism and existential dread. With its dreamlike visuals and openly gay protagonist, Querelle was divisive and misunderstood at the time, but it has since become a cult classic in queer cinema, celebrated for its unapologetic queerness and artistic audacity.
Both Mayor Moscone and Supervisor Harvey Milk have been shot and killed.
Oh, Jesus Christ!
The Times of Harvey Milk was a groundbreaking documentary that chronicled the life, career, and assassination of America's first openly gay elected official. The documentary didn't just memorialize Milk, it captured the heartbreak and the political urgency of the moment.
What the gay rights ordinance in San Francisco, the main focus is to prevent the people who are already employed, who are gay, who, if they want to come out and break down the stereotypes, prevents them from being fired.
It showcased the grieving community, a movement on the rise, and most importantly, a gay man's legacy being taken seriously by mainstream cinema. No wonder it won the Oscar for the Best Documentary Feature.
And the winner is The Times of Harvey Milk, Robert Epstein, and Richard Friedman, producer.
The fantastic effort that went on for a lot of the gay freedoms we have, and a lot of it did get going before Stonewall.
Before Stonewall was another pivotal documentary that took on a monumental task, telling the story of queer life in America before the 1969 Stonewall riots. Through interviews, archive footage, and rarely seen photographs, it painted a fuller picture of LGBTQ+ history, reminding viewers that queer people had always been there, even if they were forced to live in the shadows. For many in the community, it was the first time they'd seen their lives contextualized and respected on screen.
I love him.
Oh, come on, Guy.
Look, I'm not going to pretend anymore. I'm sick of pretending.
Set in 1930s England, another country follows a young closeted student played by Rupert Everett, loosely based on real-life spy Guy Burgess.
I've always liked the idea of my name going down in history.
The The story explores the link between repressed homosexuality and political rebellion, all wrapped up in elite boarding school aesthetics and brooding homoerotic subtext. It's equally part tragic, romantic, and very, very British.
The more things change, the more they stay the same.
On the big screen, queer-coded and queer-themed films snuck into theaters under the radar, but it was definitely right in your face. Let's start with The Color Purple. Though not explicitly queer, the connection between Celie and Shug carried undeniable sapphic energy.
Because don't nobody love me. I love you.
Their kiss and their bond offered a rare glimpse of queer black love on screen, even if Hollywood wasn't ready to fully name it yet.
Hey man! What's wrong with you, dude?
A Nightmare on Elm Street 2: Freddy's Revenge, now affectionately known as the gayest horror movie ever made, also released in 1985. From the locker room scenes to the leather bar and the closeted lead character, this movie wasn't just subtext, it was full text in a mesh tank top, even though audiences didn't quite want to admit it yet. Star Mark Patton would later come out and speak openly about the pressures he faced, making the film even more iconic in hindsight.
Richly entertaining. My Beautiful Laundrette is a work of substance. My Beautiful Laundrette.
My Beautiful Laundrette was a tender, bold British film about an interracial gay romance between a Pakistani man and a white working-class punk, played by a young and extremely handsome Daniel Day-Lewis. It was unapologetically gay and politically charged, something which was almost unheard of in mainstream at the time.
I'm just not ready to make that kind of a commitment.
I'm not asking you to, but if I have to accept you going out, then you have to accept that I'm not.
This big screen adaptation of the play of the same name follows Arnold Beckhoff, a New York drag performer, as he juggles love, family and parenthood in the 1970s. After a series of heartbreaks, Arnold finds himself in a committed relationship with Ellen, portrayed by Matthew Broderick, and even pursues adoption, only to face prejudice from society and his own mother. The Torch Song trilogy was revolutionary for presenting a gay protagonist whose struggle centered on the universal themes of acceptance and belonging, rather than solely his sexuality.
This movie is a tremendous emotional experience. It's one of the year's best films, and I give it 4 stars. I'm Roger Ebert.
I suggest, while we're waiting, that you have a bath. It'll help to relax you.
This Australian drama exposes a secret society of powerful gay men. When a young man, portrayed by Mark Lee, is recruited as a protege and lover of an influential senator, he quickly learns the perks and perils of his privilege. The film's unflinching look at age-disparate relationships, political corruption and secrecy offered one of the era's most morally complex queer narratives.
When you feel ready, you must come to me.
The film received mostly mixed to negative reviews upon its release, with critics calling it a perverted film. Modern audiences agree with the film's criticisms, and it currently holds an 11% approval rating on Rotten Tomatoes.
Adrian LeDuc is about to make an arrangement.
I was inquiring about the apartment next door.
An arrangement with a man he will never forget.
This British-Argentine psychological thriller stars Colin Firth as a lonely theater owner in 1980s Buenos Aires. When he takes in the charming American Jack Carney, portrayed by Hart Bochner, Adrian soon suspects his new roommate is tied to a string of political assassinations. Though not explicitly a gay film, its undercurrents of repressed desire and queer-coded tension between the two leads added an unsettling layer of homoeroticism that queer audiences still debate today. Critics were sharply divided on the film. Most of the reviews were negative, but modern audiences have taken a second look at the film through a newer lens, and the film currently holds a 74% approval rating on Rotten Tomatoes.
They're queer.
Curse of the Queer Wolf is one of those films that borders so much on the offensive side that it almost topples over into stereotypes of the era.
While this is a parody, I can see why it can be taken in a harsh way, especially towards trans people.
The film follows the story of Larry, who meets someone he believes to be a woman, but is actually a transvestite who turns him into a queer wolf by biting him on the butt. Yes, I know the term transvestite is outdated and considered offensive today, but I'm giving you the 1988 synopsis, and I think it shows you just how offensive this movie actually was. The fact that the film came out during an era when the word queer was still considered a slur just added insult to injury for the LGBTQ+ community, and the film cannot even be considered a spoof, as many viewers and critics agreed that the film was just not funny.
Isn't that right? Isn't that right? Come stay here. We have no secrets from each other. We live together. We don't need to be ashamed of it. To no one. Is that clear?
One of the most remarkable film moments of 1989 was coming out. The film premiered in East Berlin on November 9th, 1989, the very night the Berlin Wall was opened. It was the only feature made by East Germany's state studio that directly addressed homosexuality. And the timing of its premiere, literally the night the wall fell, gave it extraordinary historical resonance. Coming Out remains a touchstone for queer cinema of that era.
Welton Academy for Boys, a breeding ground for the future leaders of America.
Dead Poet Society isn't an LGBTQ film on the surface, but for many queer viewers, the film has long invited readings about intimacy, mentorship and longing, themes that resonate with coming of age and identity formation. In an era where explicit representation was still scarce, films like this could be read through a queer lens that helped people name what they felt.
Dead Poet Society.
Thank you so much for watching this video. If you enjoyed it, give me a thumbs up and a subscription would be nice. You can also check out some of the other great videos on my channel.